Hello and welcome back, and in tonight's video we're going to roll some dice. And that's coming up next. Alright, so let's create a button first of all. So we'll go to our UI and we'll create a button with Text Mesh Pro, and we'll call this roll die. And that is going to be in our scene somewhere. There you go, that's the button down there. So if we go to here, there we go, there's our button. So there's a couple of things we don't need about this. We don't need the image. Well, actually we do need the image. We get rid of that. We want this image here. So this image is 2D. Which is right, I'm pretty sure. Text type. Oh yeah, we want these all to be sprites, don't we? So instead of that, we want them to make them 2D and UI. 100 pixels per unit. I think that's okay. This is where we can't get out here. Let me cancel. Discard. Okay, so this is 120 by 120. So we want it to be 120 by 120. So let's make that our sprite and then make it 128. It's tight, clamp by linear. That's good enough. And then we click on apply. There we go. That's looking better. So then for our background there, our background image, we're now going to set that to be, it's still not there. Can I just drag it in then? No. Why can't I just drag that in? Move this one. Oh, it's single. Hold on. Why is that? Why was that multiple? Apply. These are all single as well. Apply. And these are all single. Single. Apply. Why were they? Okay. I don't know why they were all in there as multiple, but let's have that there. So that is our button. Our fill is 155. This is right. And then for our normal color, that's right. Highlighted color is right, and then disabled color. We got it as that. That's fine. And we also want this image to be 160 high as well. So that's got to be 160. Actually, let's make it 128 by 128, and then that way it should look good. There we go. And we will move it to the middle of the screen. So if I bring this into 2D and I grab roll die, and we can bring this into the middle of the screen here. To there. Okay. Middle center. And then our text is roll, because we want to tell the people to roll. And then we're going to choose that font, the Egyptian font. Let's make that all capitals. Roll. And we'll make that the same color as well. I'm not too bothered about it being like lined up and all that kind of stuff just now. This color is going to be that. Game roll. Okay. So when we run it, we'll be able to click on this. So you can see that we can click on this and then it will roll the dice. All right. And then so we've got a roll die there, and then we need a roll die. And we also need an image of a dice as well. So for that, I'm going to just drag and drop this onto here, and that should give us our dice, which is in the wrong position. And just put it as a sprite as well, which I don't need. So I need to add another UI element here of an image. And that image is going to be the one die. Okay. Which you can't really see because of where it is, because it's on top of there. But this is going to be our die image. Oh dear. Image. Or D-image if you're in Germany. And so when you hit on the roll die button, it will then show random images, and then it will come back with the right answer. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put all this inside the game manager. But I'm going to create another class for it just to sort of separate these things out, because I think Game Manager should handle the logic of the game, and we'll have another manager, but we'll call that Dice Manager. So I'm going to go into scripts here, and you can separate these any way you want, but I'll call this Dice Manager. Dice Manager, and I will drag and drop that onto our game manager. And our dice manager, it needs to know about the button, and it also needs to know about the image as well. And did I put that in play mode? Let me check. No, I didn't. Image. Hold on. Where is... I feel like I'm missing an image. Where's the other image? That's the die image. Oh, right. Okay, that's why. Okay, and that needs to be underneath canvas. That's the reason why. Okay. So we need our realize field, object, game object. And this is going to be roll die button. And then this one here is for the image itself. And then this is going to be animated die. Okay. Let me make that a image, because I want to be able to control what images there are. Serialized field, private image, and then this one is going to be sprite die images. Okay, that should be everything we need for that. And go back into here, make sure everything's set up. So we've got our roll die button, which is our roll die button there. And now what we can do is we can disable that. We can turn that off in the view. And then we have our die image, which is that there. And then we can do the exact same thing again for that. So we don't want to have that visible. So when we're playing a game, it's not currently visible. It's only visible when we make it visible. And then we also want to set up our dice objects. So the way that this works is you can roll a 1, a 2, a 3, a 4, or a 6, but you can't roll a 5. Now, the way that they used to do it in Senet is they had 4 sticks. So if one side was up, then that was a 1. If 2 sides were up, that was a 2, and so on. And if no sides were up, it was a 6. So it was impossible to actually roll a 5. And 5 is an important number in Egyptian antiquity. So we're not going to add a 5, but we are going to add the 1 through 6. So if you roll a 5 in this, you're actually rolling a 6. And we'll deal with that under the hood so that we don't need to worry about it. So I'm going to lock this just now, and then I'm going to go here and highlight these, 1, 2, 3, blah, 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 and then I'm going to drag them over onto list images, and you see we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 as our images. And then for the dice roll, we're going to do an animated, just a flick through for the various ones. Then at the very end, we'll decide which one to show, and then we will have the dice manager then says, what number it is. So we'll say public int, because we want this to be public to other classes inside our game. So last roll, private set, and we don't want other people to do it. So for this one, we'll do roll die button dot get component, and this is going to be a button dot on click add listener, and then we want to immediately disable this button. We want to turn it off, and we want to then start a coroutine that does like an animation for the die. So we'll say roll die button dot set active false, and then we will do start coroutine roll the die, and in here we'll have enumerator roll the die and return null. So I'll do that so that it stops complaining. So so this is going to set up our listener, our event listener for the button. We are then going to, when the button gets clicked, we set the button to be inactive. In other words, we hide it from the scene, and then we start the coroutine. So the other thing we need to do is we need to do animated die.setActive. So that'll be GameObject.setActive true, because we want to be able to set this one up. And then for this one, we're going to do for int I equals 0, I less than 6, I plus plus. We're just going to roll it 6 times and then decrease the time every time. So we'll do float wait time equals, let's make that 0.25 seconds or something. I don't know. Actually, well, actually, what if we did it as 1/128 that, and we did yield return new wait for seconds wait time while wait time is less than 0.5, do this. And then what we want to do is we want to say animated die dot image sprite equals, and then it's going to be die images, and then random dot next, is it unity dot random dot what? Random dot range. Why didn't I see that before? Range, and then it's gonna be 0, and then it is gonna be images dot length. And that is gonna say, and then at the very end there, what we want to do is we want to then just pick the number at the end of that. So we then say int new role equals random dot range 0 images dot length, and last role equals new role is less than 5 new role, otherwise it's 6. So 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, it's 4, isn't it? Yeah. Because the fifth one is going to be 4. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. So if it's less than 4, then it's whatever the role is. Otherwise, it's going to be 6. And then we need to say that one there. And then yield return you wait for seconds. And then this is going to be 2 seconds. We'll just wait for 2 seconds just now, and then we'll hide the animated die. Game object dot set active false. Okay. So we're going in here. Yep. Okay. And for this one, we want to be able to say access role. So we want to do public void show role button role die button dot set active true. So we want to be able to set that to be true. And then we want to be able to set that off. So inside here we've got space. We chose space here, so if space is that. What we actually want to do is we want to get a state machine in here. So first move. So we need to have serialized field. Die control dice manager. And then let me set that up before I forget, because I always forget. And then make sure everything's all set up here. So dice manager is all set there. That's perfect. And we need to set dice manager to be that. So I'm going to grab that there. And that's us get everything set up there. So if the dice manager, let's do public roll die button visible. So I want to say if it's not visible, show roll button. So this will set up the roll button so that we can then click it, and then we can move our data. So we can get rid of this just now to the update, because we don't want that. We want to be able to move the piece of a particular amount. So let's run this. And there we go. So we've got our roll there. We should probably not have that active until after everything's shown there. So we'll change that. Let's change that just now, actually. And so this is in our that's our grid, isn't it? So that's the grid manager. So if I go to there, start, blah, blah, blah. So at the very end of that, we need to know if it's ready. Okay, so we'll say public bool board ready, or let's just call it ready. Yeah. So set that to me there. And at the very end there, we'll do ready equals true. And operator while grid let's do this properly. So while it's not ready, wait for it, and then once it's ready, probably don't need that because it's not going to be visible. We'll just make it visible at the end, and that should be us. So we'll run through the animation here. No, because it's still waiting for the rest of the blocks. I think I made a mistake there, but I'm not adding to that, am I? Okay, let me change that. So let's move dancers there, show roll button. Alright, let's go back to here. So start, and because I'm doing it down here, that's why. Needs to go at the very end, so it's doing it after the first iteration of that. And then inside our dice manager, what we want to do is we want to multiply this by 2 every time. Times equals 2. So every time we go through it, so it's going to be 1/20th, 1/28th. Or do we want to divide by 2? Oh, I think we want to divide by 2, don't we? Because it should be getting shorter. Alright, okay. Alright, so we'll roll. Oh, we're not setting it to be that. Oh no, wait, we're doing divide by 2. What? Hold up. This doesn't seem right. Right, so if I set a breakpoint in here, let me. I think I know what's happening, but let's just debug it anyway. So wait time is that, which is 1/128th, So then we divide by 2, and then that gives us that. And we can divide by 2, which gives us, cancel that. Didn't like that. Continue. And wait time is that. So I should have been multiplying. is what I'm trying to say. So I should have been multiplying. You should probably go to a second as well now that I'm thinking about it. But okay. So that's going to 3. Yeah, we should probably make that 1.5. Yeah. It doesn't matter. I mean, we can figure this bit out. It's the idea is to get the actual number that we can charge it up to. So okay. So we got 6 there. All right. Then we got our first one highlighted. And okay. And then we need to choose our next one. But yeah, that's kind of all I wanted to do for this video. Is get the random dice put in there. What I also want to do is have this dice image here. So I'm going to change this to current roll. And that is going to be active just now. And I'm going to move it up to here so that you can see where it is. So I'm going to put that up here, and I'm going to anchor it over there. And the reason why I want this visible, or sorry, the reason why I want this up here is so that you know how many squares that you can move. So again, this goes back to our dice manager. So serialized field, and I've got image, last roll, image, and this one here will do last roll image dot sprite equals that sprite. And then in this one here, we'll do last roll image dot set active, game object dot set active is true. And then that way people, when they roll, they know what it is. And what we'll do is when we do a tidy up pass on this, we'll do an animation that then blends that into there so that the dice moves into that position. But right now we'll just snap to that point. So when we roll here, we'll get our last point, and then it will move up to the corner up there. Except as usual, I have not set the game object that it belongs to. All I need to do is just drag the current roll over to here and save it, run it, and then we should be good to go. I just wanted to do a short video tonight, just to do the dice roll as a just a one-off, or a single shot video. And there you go. Okay, so that's us. So now we've got our dice roll there, and then we can select our player, which just happens to be the first one, and then the idea is that it'll allow you to move on to the next one. There's other rules with Senet as well, which I'm not going to implement. That might be for you guys to decide to do, but you can only move forward on the first one if you roll a 1, and that decides who is the black player, and the blue player or the red player. Up to you. I'm just going to make it as being this one here, and yeah, that's it from me. I will see you guys in the next video. If you like this, don't forget to give it a like and share on social media if you're enjoying this series. And if you want to see more videos of this or any other video that I put up, don't forget to hit the old subscribe button and notification bell, and you'll get timely reminders when we put a new video up. But until next time, thank you again for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye bye.